Hello everyone, my name is Crystal Davis. Welcome to my YouTube channel for Rocky Mountain Mom. Today I'm going to be showing you a how-to video on updating your kitchen cabinetry either for your home or RV, as well as updating those fixtures for your cabinet. So I'm going to bring you over here to my table where I have everything laid out for what we're going to need today. So come on over here and I'll get started on showing you. So you're going to need a drill to take down all of the cabinets up here, and that way we can bring them out to sand them. Next, you're going to need the sander. So you can get any sander, your Walmart, Amazon, whatever, and use that. And then we have our different sanding grits. We're going to start with 120 and move your way up to 220 for sanding. 220 is the finish you want when you start to paint your cabinets. Next, we're going to go to our paints. So previously, we had already done a stain test on our cabinets. We have the stain and polyurethane from Rust-Oleum. We tried out the weathered gray. We didn't really like the way it turned out, so we're going to go ahead with the dark walnut today. And I also have a bigger dark walnut here for us to use. And I'm going to use this little knife for my stir stick for that paint. I also have a regular paintbrush and a foam paintbrush to help us get in all the little cracks and the grooves up here in our cabinets. I also have a little sanding block for those fine grooves as well to help us sand that. Got our face mask. You want to be protected when you're doing this, that way you're not getting the dust in your eye. And I also have my face mask as well to not breathe in all that sand. This is what I used on deployment, so I trust it'll work well for this as well. We also got our Rust-Oleum metallic paint primer all in one. We're going to use this to change our hideous gold handles to this silver color instead, so you'll see how that turns out here in a minute. We also have our painter's tape. That way we can protect our house from getting all dusty and dirty, as well as some plastic drop cloths. So these are the things you're going to want to need today if you're going to follow the steps we're using to paint our RV and cabinetry. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put you guys on pause for a second, take my cabinets down, and then we'll move outside to the sanding stage and I'll show you guys how to do that. Hello everyone, I went ahead and moved everything outside, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the comparison between the two that I have already done. That way you can see how they're going to end up. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this one. Our cabinets are usually oak, so this is the color of the oak. This is our previous one, and then this is going to be the color that we're going to. So it's a little darker, but it's more of the lane we want. So it's like a red in the sunlight. It's really beautiful. So that's the color we're going to strive for here. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I sand down the cabinet. So go ahead and watch me on this one. It might be a little long process, so bear with me. I got the sander right here. I'm going to go ahead and put my 120 grit on for the sander, and then go ahead and start with 120, work my way to 220. So here are the 120 ones. As you can see in here, you just go ahead and stick it onto your sander like that, and then this has the sand collect bag, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Yeah. Hello everybody, this is my husband over here helping me get those corners down with our little block sander, as you see there. We already got all of these front sides sanded down for the most part. Just gonna edge them here with our sander, and then we'll go ahead and flip them over and get started on the back side. See the difference between the color from sanding and non-sanding. So this is the color we want to be, and then we're going to go ahead and move to the 220 grit after we get the back sides done. So once we're done detailing them, we'll show you the back side and then move to the 220 grit to do those. Alright everyone, so we already went ahead and flipped over all of our cabinets here. This is the 120 after we did the first set of cabinets for these 6. I went ahead and put a new one on, so we'll go ahead and do the back with the new one. We'll flip them back over, start with the 220, and then we'll be done after that. So we'll go ahead and do this back side on the 120 grit. Alright, so we went ahead and sanded the front and the back with the 120 grit. This one's pretty used up. I'm going to go ahead and change it. Pretty self-explanatory. You just rip it off. It's Velcro. And you stick on the 220 grit. So that way we can get these cabinets good to go. Put it on. We'll go ahead and start sanding these ones down. Alright everyone, so we went ahead and sanded them on both sides, went and just did a detail finish with the sander. We wiped them down with a wet paper towel, let them dry, so now they're done drying out. We're going to go ahead and start paint staining them. I'm going to go ahead and use my sample size first just so we can use it up, and then I have the bigger one of the dark walnut in the same color as well. So you can open these with a flathead screwdriver or a butter knife, so you just pop off the edges like this. Sorry, our 2-year-old's out here playing with us today, so if you hear him, that's what it is. Alright, little bud. Alright, we got it, went ahead and got it open. It's a little purpley color. And then we're going to use our plastic throw-away knife to go ahead and get that done. And thank you, Landon, for playing with Pokeballs in the background. We're just going to go ahead and mix it up good, and then go ahead and get started painting. So I prefer regular brushes over the foam brushes. I just don't like the way the texture does. I usually use the foam brush to just get the little inside crevices, but this one doesn't reach very well. So honey, if you want to come around and video an up close of this, go ahead and dip your brush in, and then you just start applying that color on there. And you just do nice thin coats. You don't want to leave too much streaks, so you can go ahead and get back after that. And you want to go with the grain on these ones. So this grain is kind of an up and down for the cabinets. And we can go ahead and touch up those sides here in a minute. Don't be afraid if you make mistakes. You can always go back and fix them with your brush if you need to. So just get those on there nice and good. And we can do a second coat too if you want a little bit darker color. Right now we're just getting that initial coat on here as the base. And then like I said, I like to do those interior parts of the crevices with my foam brush as well. And you don't want to let these dry too long because they will get thick and clumpy, so you want to do that as you go. So I got some here on the edge. I'm gonna go ahead and get those off before I start painting more. That way we don't have any mess ups on these edges. Alright, so I got those off with that. I'm gonna go ahead and put my regular brush down and start working with my foam brush here. As you can see, it's a pretty long process here to get all this done, so just take your time, be patient. You don't want to make any mistakes because it's not fun to go back and redo your work.
Yeah. Now done. I'm done. Done. I'm done. I'm done. Try.
Alright, so this is our finished front side project of our cabinets with the dark walnut color from this Rust-Oleum. It's a stain and polyurethane, so we won't have to seal them. They are already sealed, so that's why they have that nice shiny look to them. We're going to go ahead and let them dry and flip them over and then do the back side as well. But it's getting really cold out because it's a really cold day in Colorado and it's still winter, so that sun went down and now we're starting to get cold. We're going to bring these inside and finish our project inside, but we wanted to show you the finished product of how they look when they're done, and then after that we'll go ahead and use our Rust-Oleum spray and spray all the fixtures and get those done as well, but it's a little too cold. So this is what the back's going to look like right now. Still not colored, as you can see, compared to these other ones, so we just got to get those finished for the paint stain, and that will be our completed project, and we'll go ahead and put it back up and paint the inside of the house as well. Unfortunately, this is all we're going to show you today. We'll make a part 2 of this video just because there's too many steps to this that are going to take us a few hours to get it all done. But once we get those all done and the Rust-Oleum spray, I'll show you part 2 of this video.